My name is Chris Graves, and this is my 1975 shovelhead chopper. It was a Born Free invited build, which is my first and only. So I built this bike in 2018, mostly between like January and June. Born Free's in June, so it was basically the craziest single year of my entire life. I've always wanted to build a shovel with two front heads, and I always wanted to build like a really rideable, reliable shovel with two front heads, because when you've seen it, you know, it's typically on a super stroked big cam performance motor. It's got a 74 cubic inch displacement, but it's got a bigger cam in there, and you know, and it does perform pretty well with the two carb setup, those two amels, which are tricky to tune. But yeah, it just performs like a hopped up little shovel. Yeah, frame's 100% me. It's all chrome moly 4130 tubing. It took a long time to make that frame, and then I wanted to keep the rear end narrow but still fit what I have going on with those little swing arms and needle bearings. The rear suspension, it's pretty cool. The wheel travel is about 1 1/8 inches. You know, that's about the vertical wheel travel, which if you've ridden hardtails, you have. It's just enough to take that sting away in your kidneys, you know. The seat post of the frame is actually an air reservoir, and then that cross member that goes across the top of the seat post is a manifold. And then so I have a few little NPT fittings, and then I plumb that into a couple solenoid valves, so you can just raise it and lower it. And then there's another circuit that has a fill valve and a dump valve for the seat. So the seat also has air bags under it that like raise the seat up, and so you can fill that on demand and dump it on demand. So there's an onboard compressor. Well, I love the way two magnetos looks. I'm not gonna like discount that, but I really love the way it works. And when you think about what has to be reliable, like think about airplanes, small aircraft like Cessnas, they all have redundant ignition systems that aren't dependent on electrical input. Even if one shits out, and the battery shits out, you're still like in the sky, or in my case, on the road. I get more questions about that front end than probably anything else on this bike. It seems like every week somebody says, where did you get the tubes? Or what did you do to your tubes? And they're titanium nitride, like you'd see on a drill bit, that yellow color. But you actually just buy them from Custom Cycle Engineering makes them, and they make them up to 4 over for the FXR guys. All that bronze colored, and then as well as some other colors like the pipes and the carburetors, and there's 3 colors of Seracote on there, not just the bronze. But yeah, it's a firearms coating is really the market that stuff took off in, but it is used on other products. The advantages to it is it's really, really tough, has really good scratch resistance, and it's essentially a dimensionless coating, so you don't have to mask anything. And it does well with temperature. They have a bunch of formulations. So the dash, when do you ever have an opportunity to put gauges on a chopper? So when I had that opportunity with this dash, I wanted to like pack them in there. I have the stack tachometer, which is known to work well with magneto noise, and then I had stack like voltmeter. Another stack matching gauge I found is actually a clock, so there's like a little analog 12-volt clock in there. So I started Fast Eddy Co. Man, it's been a couple of years now, and I just really wanted to offer tools that make them feel good about what they just spent money on, because some of those things can be so expensive, and I bought so many, you know, but I thought, man, for less than that, I could make something nicer that's like a true heirloom tool, you know, something that you could really pass down. But it started off with a valve spring compressor, and then I made a few and sold them, and then I made some more and sold them, and then I decided to start designing some other tools where I thought I had some ideas that are different, not just like eBay knockoffs from, you know, somebody else. So just taking that and applying it to like create things that will last, and that people can like sleep at night after they bought. I don't know, I've always loved choppers, even the basic hardtail, simple, timeless, lack of real functionality, that's my draw. But if you could take that and then add a little functionality to it and still, I don't know, hopefully keep it tasteful in the same way, or keep it like doing the same thing to you visually, then why not?